You don't have any interest at all as to whether or not the defendant actually shot at Relly.
I wouldn't.
Sorry to interrupt. And go on to another subject.
Yeah, he's being super argumentative.
Would you agree? Your position is that you are talking to Relly and he is telling you about what he intends to do in terms of getting money from the defendant. Would you agree?
Yes.
Did you ever say to Relly during any of these calls that you recorded, hey Relly, how come you're getting money from him if the shooting never happened?
It's none of his business.
Never asked that.
Don't you think that would be a legitimate question to ask him?
No, I was just saying it's not the story.
Well, in fact, you would agree that there is nothing that Terrell has ever said to you, nothing, that in any way indicates that the shooting did not happen. You agree?
I agree.
Would you also agree that whatever efforts Relly makes after the shooting, however much money he asks for, whatever calls he makes, does that change what happened during the incident?
Objection.
What's that?
Sorry, man.
Well, let me ask you something. I'm asking you. You're taping him and you're reporting that conversation to the defendant. I'm asking you, is there anything about Relly's statements about suing the defendant?
These questions, Jesus.
Is there anything about those statements that you are aware of that changes what actually happened the night of the incident?
No, I think I answered that.
So would you agree that whether or not Relly sues for $1, $20 million, $100 million, $20 gajillion, that in the end, either the shooting happened or it didn't?
What?
Yes.
And it's your further testimony, despite all that, you've never had one conversation or asked him one question, the defendant, about what actually transpired.
Objection is
He already asked.
How many calls in total did you record?
2.
2 calls? Now, you said that you were upset because the idea that Relly was coming into court, you said you were offended
These are bad
by
questions.
his line. Is that correct?
Yes.
When you were taping his calls, did he know you were taping?
No.
Do you think that friends tape other friends' phone calls?
Sometimes they can.
It's true.
I'm asking you. I'm not asking you physically. I assume, sir, that if somebody wants to record a call, I didn't ask whether it's technically possible. I'm asking, do you think that a friend records their friend's phone calls when that person doesn't know it?
Yes.
Objection, he gave an answer.
That's not a legal objection.
Calls for speculation.
It's not
It's
located
an
in the
objection,
action.
no question. It's speculation. What friends do is irrelevant. Ask another question.
Sustained.
You
Good job,
called
Judge.
Terrell a friend of yours, correct?
Yes.
Do you think that it was being a friend of his to tape his phone calls without his knowledge?
Yo, what are y'all talking about? What are these questions? This man is doing business with him. Business first, friend second. I mean, hey, he's a businessman. If the money stops flowing, I guarantee you, Wally's out of there. It's like, hey, man, good luck with the rest of your career. He's a businessman.
Friend of his
I like this guy.
to tape his phone calls without his knowledge.
Yes.
How is that being a friend to Terrell?
I like this guy.
Sometimes friends do things like that.
You mean sometimes friends betray friends by taping their calls and then calling other people to report what they found? Is that what you mean?
That's what we call betrayal.
Argument.
So, when is the last time that you
There
had
you go,
spoken
Michelle.
to the defendant prior to immediately calling him
Wally's
after
up there like,
the May 2022 phone call?
I didn't talk to him.
What's that?
I said I didn't talk to him prior to really calling me.
No, so, well, you talked to him before, so I'm asking the last time. When did the last time be?
I'm not sure.
When is the first time? So when did you first find out about the whole incident, the shooting? When did you find out?
From
about it?
really in 2022.
No, I'm not asking when you found out from Relly. When did you first hear about the shooting?
When really told me.
So you're saying you had never heard about this shooting that happened to your friend, ASAP Rocky, until May of 2022?
Asked and answered. Jesus.
So you're saying you speak to him every other month. You're aware.
Oh my gosh. Where is the cooking? Y'all were saying he was cooking in the chat. What is this? He's asked the same question 4 times.
That shooting, that incident happened in November 2021, right?
Yes.
And you were saying that even though your friend was involved in a shooting, lead shooting, ASAP Rocky, you didn't hear about it for 5 months?
I heard about it from Relly first.
And you said the first time you heard about it from Relly was in May of 2022. That's what you just testified to, right?
Yes.
So, when's the first time you talked to Relly after November of 2021?
I'm not sure.
Well, give me an estimate of when the last time you spoke to him was.
I said I'm not sure.
Well, here's my question. You would agree that the shooting
Asked and answered.
involving ASAP Rocky, that was a big media event. Would you agree?
Yes.
Didn't you say, wait, what do you do for a living? Well, let me just get this right. You basically work on people's boosting their media profile, correct?
It's not what I do for a living.
What do you do for a living?
I'm not sure if you heard, but I run a technology agency and we build websites, software for brands, creatives, artists, musicians.
Right, and you testified, quote,
And part of that, if you want me to get into it, sometimes people offer things like Relly did to help with their social media.
you are very involved in the rap and entertainment world, correct?
No, I'm not. I'm not a rapper. I don't make music. I don't produce beats.
That's not what I asked you.
You asked if I'm involved in the rap.
Are you involved in working with individuals in the music, rap, and entertainment world?
No. Might be 10%, 20% of my client list.
So it's 10% or 20% of your client list, but ASAP Rocky is approximately 20 to 25% of your income. Just want to clarify that, correct?
No, that's
You said, is my client list rappers or in the music industry? Repeat the question.
So here's what I'm asking you. You're telling me you've never heard of this incident until May of 2022.
Until Relly told me.
You're telling me that Relly is contacting you saying he wants you to boost his media profile, and he's naming outlets like Rolling Stone magazine, correct?
Yes.
So wouldn't it be your job to be monitoring what's going on in the media with individuals that you're talking to?
No. It's
No.
not my job.
So let me ask you something. Your sworn testimony is,
this is bad.
Relly told me about it for the first time in May 2022. That's the first I heard of this shooting, correct?
Yes.
Let me ask you, given what you do for a living, does that sound reasonable to you right now?
Yes.
Yes. So wait, what? This is garbage. The prosecutor is basically saying, so I want you to incriminate yourself, Wally. So what you said before is you do this as a part of your business, right? Yeah, I do this as a part of my business. So as a part of your business, it's to know and promote and do other things with artists, right? Yeah, that's a part of it, sure. So knowing what you do for a living, would you find it reasonable that you would not know about this shooting? What's he gonna say? You know, now that I think about it, that was actually dumb of me to say that. Now that I think about it, I probably should have known about that. This prosecutor is cooking hot garbage right now because this is bad, man. We just, y'all are saying it. Move along. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I probably should have known about that. Now that I've assessed myself, jeez.
So let me ask you something off the sidebar.
Yeah, shut it down, Judge. Shout out to the judge. Oh my gosh.
All parties, jurors, and counsel are present. Mr. Sajidi is on behalf.
Oh, thank you, Roma.
So, Your Honor, we're going to
I'm working on it.
mark our next exhibit, Equals 28. It's a DVD that has 3 audio recordings on it.
Are these the phone call?
Yes.
All right, the DVD is 28.
Okay, and then the first call that we're going to play is the May 12, 2022 call with the court redactions. And so the transcript of that will be 29. All right.
Your Honor, can the jury be instructed that they are not to try and speculate what was redacted, what wasn't redacted, they're only supposed to...
Yeah, I had told you earlier that there are things in the transcripts that have been taken out. The things that have been taken out have no bearing on any decision you have to make. So that's why what being provided to you is what will assist you in your decision.
Well, we pass now. I'll ask a couple of questions first. Mr. Cheney, have you actually heard the full recordings of what you turned over?
Yes,
When's the
Thank you,
last
Wolf.
time you heard them?
this morning.
This morning. So you heard them in their entirety, is that correct?
Correct.
Would you agree that what the defense played was a tiny snippet overall of those recordings?
Yes, the recording was 30 minutes. Played, what, 3 minutes? So, yes.
And I just want to be clear. Even on the part of it, whatever part was edited that the jury isn't going to hear, at no point in time did Relly ever say to you, or imply, or infer, that the shooting did not happen. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Would you agree that in every interaction you've had with him, however many there are, since the incident occurred, that he has always been very clear in his position that the defendant shot at him and that he was hit?
Yes.
All right, we're going to play these. To make it easy, you would agree that when the defense played you the calls, they started with them out of order. The first snippet they played was from August, and actually your first call was in May. Is that correct?
May, June, July, August is the correct order. Dates correct. Yeah.
Okay, when you say May, June, July, August, I thought we only have 2 dates.
I'm giving you the sequence of dates, right?
Okay,
A
no,
month, right? So,
you know, so let me just inquire. I'm a little confused what you just said. So my understanding is there are only 2 calls, one in May
correct.
and one in August. Is that right?
Yes.
But you just said May, June, July, and
Let me
August.
correct myself. I'm giving you, you asked me, was May before August? I said yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
right? So May,
understood.
June, July, August is the
Got it.
sequence of dates.
Oh,
Yeah.
understood. So I'm just making clear, we're now going to play this. What we're going to play, you would agree, this is chronologically, meaning this is the first of the recorded calls. Is that right?
Yeah.
And before we start, it's your position that Relly called you and you called him back, all ready to record. Is that right?
Yes.
Prior, when he had called you, at that point in time, you didn't know what he was going to say, correct?
No, it was just a lot of calls.
Right, but what I'm saying is at the time he called you, in May, you don't know about the shooting.
No.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So the first time you find about the shooting is during the May 2022 call, and because you don't know what he's going to be talking to you about, you have no idea why there's going to be any value in recording you. Is that right?
No, but there was a numerous amount of missed calls. Kept calling him, so
Here's what I don't understand. Why, if you don't know anything about the incident, anything about the allegations, why are you taping a call with your friend?
just to protect myself, and just to have just oversight.
Why would you need to protect yourself from a friend when you know nothing about any incident that he was involved in?
Seemed
Said because he
weird.
was acting weird.
So you're saying you got repeated calls from somebody, your friend, Rel. You didn't know what it was about, and so your response to getting repeated calls from him was to go, you know what, I'm going to call him back, and I think I'm going to tape him and not tell him. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you were saying that was done because you felt you needed to protect yourself. Is that right?
Correct.
What were you protecting yourself from?
Just whatever was said. I mean,
So do you typically, when you get missed calls, do you call people back and you record them?
they're being weird. Yes.
What is weird about a missed call?
10 missed calls in 2 minutes. Weird.
So when you say if someone's being weird, you didn't talk to them, correct?
No, but there might have been text too, but I don't remember.
Ms. Fluid? It's time to move on.
All right, let's play. I want you to listen to this. I'm going to ask you questions about it.
Now, he said there might have been a text message. I don't recall. So he's saying maybe he texted him and said something. But still, that doesn't... We'll keep it going.
Your
Your Honor, when we get to the last page, it didn't print out, so I will pull it up on my computer.
But y'all are saying he is not deviating from the fact that Relly was the one who told him. Yes, but the Big Facts Media says, see, now he remembers there might have been a text. Sure, but his testimony is that he didn't know about the shooting until Relly told him. So whether it was a text message or whether it was something else, it doesn't matter. His testimony is that Relly was the one who told him. That's what I think y'all are missing. Whether it was on the phone or before that,
Page 16?
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have.
No one has it. It's,
We'll see. I'll let it play.
All right.
Should be on the screen.
All right, I'm gonna
He's not
start
changing
the,
his story, no.
And the file name is IMG_0786 redacted.
This is the May 12, 2022 call?
Yeah, bro. Shit, close in. My bad. I'm in my girl shit in bed, so yeah. It's new. Hey, shit. The crib. What happened, Rose? You know, I'm not trying to pick sides. I'm mad at both y'all niggas for letting that shit happen for me.
Stop.
You know.
Did you hear what we just said?
Yes.
You just said, quote, I'm not trying to pick sides and shit. I thought you don't know anything that's happening.
Like I said, there might have been text prior.
No, what you testified to, sir, was that the first time you ever heard anything about that incident was when Terrell called you. And I'm reading this, and it says, quote, I'm not trying to pick sides and shit. So I want you to explain to me, if you didn't know about it before this call, what in the heck is that comment about?
Objection, Judge argumentative.
Sustain, spirit.
Please explain what you meant by, I'm not trying to pick sides and shit if you did not have any prior knowledge of the incident.
Just trying to mediate the situation, that's what I meant.
How can you mediate a situation that you know nothing about and have never heard of?
Like I told you, I might have received the text. So yeah.
Now his testimony was that the first time he heard, go back through it, the first time he heard about it was from Relly. That was his testimony. Whether it was a text or a phone call, it doesn't matter. It's not a gotcha moment.
You recall me asking you prior to the break, 3 different times, and again after the break, whether you had heard anything about the incident until you talked to Terrell on May 12, 2022.
It doesn't matter.
You responded each time, no, this was the first time I heard of it. Do you recall responding to that?
It's perfect timing. Good morning.
Sorry, Ron. It's loud because this court knows I can't hear, so my apologies.
Yes, but I thought you were specifically talking to the phone call, so yeah.
Wait, can you repeat that, please?
You can repeat your question, I'll answer it.
So what I'm asking you is, I asked you 4 different times before the break, 1 time after the break. I confirmed the first time you had ever heard anything about this shooting incident that happened in November was during the May call, this call, with Relly. And yet the first thing you say is, I'm not trying to pick sides and shit. And then you say, in testimony today, I was trying to mediate. So my question is, how can you be talking about not picking sides and about mediating when you never heard of what happened?
I think I answered this where I think I received text as well. So yeah, and what I mean by picking sides is trying to mediate the situation.
So when you say you received texts, so are you now changing your testimony and saying, yes, I knew about this incident beforehand?
Objection, argument.
Repeat the question?
Are you now saying, yes, I was aware of the incident
I don't get it.
from November of 2021, prior to this phone call?
I'm not sure. 3 years ago.
Well, I
He
want
said
you to
that
take a
before,
look.
too.
Look at the transcript. I want you to look at page 2, and I want you to read again to yourself, and I want you to read starting at line 8 to line 11, and tell me if now you understand whether or not.
Yeah, I think I get your question, and my answer again is I believe I'm not sure if I received. I think I received text messages about the situation. So, yeah.
So you're saying you decided to you recorded these calls. Did you save those text messages?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure? Do you have those text messages today?
Probably not. And the definition of I'm not sure is,
Ms. Fluent, are you going to play with the rest of the?
I don't know.
I am, but I'm taking them one at a time, and then I'll start playing again.
All right, let's.
I think it's easier to hit each point as it comes up.
You hit this one a lot.
He has hit it a lot.
I'm trying to
Yeah, let it go.
You just now said that there were text messages you believe. What do you believe was said in the text messages?
I don't remember.
Well, so obviously, if you knew about it, that would have meant that Relly would have had to have told you what happened in these texts, right?
Possibly.
That's what he testified to.
Will you at least concede that you knew about the incident, given what you said, prior to you recording the conversation?
Can't confirm that, but I'm not sure.
And let me ask you again, since your memory's a little hazy, is it, as you sit here, maybe you think you might have talked to the defendant about it sometime between November and May?
No.
So what would be your rush, sir, right after you talked to Relly, to call the defendant if that was the first time you ever heard anything about the alleged shooting, the lawsuit? What made you immediately pick up the phone and call Rocky?
I think I answered this. Trying to mediate the situation, so sent it over to him.
All right, who can continue playing?
Thank God. Jeez.
Picking sides, that nigga 100% crazy and wrong. 100% wrong. And he got 12 year ills mixed up. Bro, I'm not, you gotta understand, Rocky been on his high horse for a very long time, you feel me? Yeah.
Would you agree, sir, that during this little section, that Relly is basically telling you, he is saying that the defendant was 100% wrong and then he got 12 in ills mixed up in it?
Well, I'm going to object.
Stand.
Do you agree that in that section, sir, as you listen to it, as you read it right now, that Relly is telling you that Rocky is basically done it wrong?
Well, I'm objecting again.
The words speak for itself.
Exactly.
Go on, keep going. Push the play button.
Your Honor, I'm going
Oh, push the play button. Let's continue.
Your Honor, I'll do that, but again, I keep asking. He doesn't give grounds. We're lawyers. Lawyers give grounds. That's how law works in California.
I know how it works in California.
Well, Your Honor, I'm
Stop telling me how it works in California, how it doesn't work. No speaking objections. State of grounds, state objection, and the legal grounds. Push the play button.
To do what he did, I don't have, he forced my hand, you feel me? I got over 20 missed calls between him. Why is Rocky going out his way to do anything like that? You get what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you didn't hear the story or whatever it is, but you gotta look at it like this. Why is he going out his way to call me 20 times, got ills and told me with him, text messages saying link up, where you at? And all of this is because of, I pressed him about Josh, him not doing right by Josh, and he spoke to Josh mom and lied. You get what I'm saying? So I wrote him about.
Were you aware prior to Relly relating this information to you that there had been a pre-existing issue between Relly and Rocky regarding Josh?
No, I don't know based on that.
Did you know what he was referring to?
Not really. I don't know Josh. I didn't know Josh.
But you agree that ASAP Relly told you that he, in essence, pressed Rocky about Josh and about him not doing right by Josh and accusing Rocky of lying. That's what he told you, correct?
Yeah, he's telling his side of the story.
All right, please continue.
He hit to Bari later about that, but I'm with Bari. Bari got the phone on speaker. You get what I'm saying? This shit didn't fit well with me. So Rocky talks about me within that conversation because he sees I text him about Josh. You feel me? Told him taking ASAP out my name. This is 7 months ago. I took ASAP out my name. You feel me? He's a bitch. So he goes in and says, hey, Bari, because Bari an influencer. A whole week later doing that complex car shit. You feel what I'm saying? Just so happened I'm with Bari while Rocky hits her. Rocky says my name. You get what I'm saying? Real Money 12 year ills is at his house. I hit Real Money the next morning. Tell Real.
You would agree that is ASAP Relly telling you that basically he is present for a conversation where ASAP Rocky is talking to Bari and is saying negative things about Relly, correct? That's what that means, correct?
What's your point?
It's not clear, and I'm asking the witness because the witness understands how they speak to each
You've
other.
already indicated that you want a legal ground.
Let me just,
Mr. Tacopina said objection. He's about to state the
I'm
legal
sorry,
ground.
it's irrelevant what he believes Relly meant. That's the same objection I got.
Sustain.
Sustain.
Your Honor, I'm
Keep
not
it
asking
moving.
what
The words speak for themselves. In final argument, you can put your interpretation on what was said. Mr. Tacopina can do the same thing.
Your Honor, am I allowed to inquire the witness since they're speaking in a manner that is not necessarily easy for anybody to understand? I have to inquire him, what does that mean? I'm not asking,
But you're not asking what that means.
what does it mean? What does what you just heard, where Terrell tells you that just basically, and I heard you, but in Rocky head, he looked like a bitch because Barry had him on speaker. Rocky didn't know who else heard that conversation, but I heard him talk about me. And I told Rocky
Exactly,
here,
Kara.
and
Kara
up
gets
front
it.
with me, let me know.
Y'all are
stop
missing.
rocking me to sleep. You feel me?
I can't tell you what he means. You need to ask Terrell.
I think it might be helpful if Mr. Sujimi had.
Oh,
you have it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
All right.
So you're telling me, listening to that, you didn't understand that to mean that there had been a phone call where Rocky had been talking bad about Relly, not knowing Relly could hear it, and that Barry had been involved. That's not what you understood that to mean.
He's telling the side of the story, so sure. Yeah.
No, I didn't ask you whether it was true or not. I asked you, is that what Relly told you?
Yes, I'm on the other side of the phone call.
Okay. All right, keep playing.
I heard Rocky bitch ass tell him I don't fuck with him, woo, you feel me? No fighting words, none of that. Just basically, nigga, I heard you. But in Rocky's head, he looked like a bitch because Barry had him on speaker. Rocky don't know who else heard that conversation, but he know I heard him talk about me, and I told Rocky over the years, nigga, if you have a problem with me, let me know. Stop rocking me to sleep, you feel me? Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, I guess that was enough for him. He felt like a bitch because he knew I heard that conversation. I was supposed to hear that conversation because Rocky never, ever, I never heard him say curse words or even have that type of energy towards me. You know what I mean? So now I know the real him. I tell real money, tell that nigga fuck him. You feel me? Boom, boom, boom. Shit is related to him. Next thing you know, I get over 20, 30 missed calls between him, Ills, and Rocky. Text messages. I'm staying at the lodge. I tell him he calls me. I finally answer him. Some bitch.
Did you take from that, as you heard it, that Relly was now telling you that there was a dispute between he and Rocky that also now was bringing in Ills as well, and that it had resulted in 20 or 30 missed calls between the defendant and Relly?
Judge, I'm objecting again to the same reason.
God, these questions are brutal. No, Danny, this is from.
Your Honor, you
Yes,
took me
sir.
actually
Stop. Both of you, no speaking objections, don't debate. Do you know what this means?
I can't decipher what somebody. I'm hearing this side of the story. I can't decipher what they actually mean.
Okay, all right, go on.
So then, I'm not asking you whether you believe it or whether it's credible. I'm simply asking you, when you were told this, Relly was telling you that this dispute between he and Rocky had resulted in 20 to 30 missed calls between him, which is Relly, Ills, and Rocky. Is that right?
He's telling me that.
Yes. And he's also telling you he's staying at the Lowe's, and he tells you that he finally answers because he's sleeping. Is that right?
He's telling me that.
Now, you said you've been watching this trial, correct?
Correct.
When did you find out you were going to be a witness in this case?
Just recently.
Well, a couple of days ago, correct?
Correct.
And you continue to watch the trial, is that correct?
Correct.
Didn't the defense tell you, hey, listen, you're going to be a witness in this case? You should not be watching the trial?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustain.
For what ground, Your Honor?
It's irrelevant. Just ask another question.
When you were watching the trial,
It's super
you were
relevant.
hearing and listening what witnesses were saying about this case, is that correct?
Yes.
So as you sit here, you know everything that's taken place up to this time in this trial, is that right?
No, I didn't watch every minute of every hour of the case.
What's your
you
point?
Certainly know overall what has been transpiring in this case, correct?
Not overall.
Do you know what?
If I miss some days, how is that overall?
Do you know what the defense is in this case?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Are you aware that the defense is claiming that it was a prop gun that was used by ASAP Rocky.
Objection.
What's the ground?
It's not relevant what Mr. Sajimi is aware of as it relates to the defense.
Have you ever seen Rocky with prop gun?
Objection. Relevance.
Overruled.
Have you ever seen a prop gun?
No.
Oh my god.
And would you agree, I'm just going to ask you, but would you agree that in the world that you're involved in the entertainment world, in the rap world, if somebody is a concern about violence or a home invasion robbery, are you aware in your experience of anybody ever carrying a prop gun to deter that kind of conduct?
Objection.
Oh my god. Yo, we gotta boo this man. I'm sorry. Again, I'm looking at this as a juror and my limited knowledge of the law. This entire questioning has been garbage. What is he asking him? Are you aware of anybody ever in the entirety in the history into the universe of the world carrying a prop gun to protect himself? I don't know, maybe. What? God, I hope he sustains that question. This is bad.
In your experience, of anybody ever carrying a prop gun to deter that kind of conduct?
Objection. Speculation.
God, thank God.
No speculation, Ron. Okay.
It's asking.
It's a dumb question, sir.
I'm not in the entertainment world.
Sustained.
You don't have to. He said he's not in the rap world. Ask another question.
We can continue playing.
I answered, he's like, where you at? With a slim voice. I'm like, huh? Where you at? Nigga, I'm at the W. I'm not really at the Lowe's. You feel me? You know how you boulevard. They all look the same. You're like, no, you're not. Nigga, that's a bum-ass hotel. I'm like, huh? He said, show me outside. Okay? All of it look the same. I'll show him outside. Wait, guys, I'll be in 5 minutes. I'm like, alright. My girl like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I don't know. He calls me. Let's call me. I got all these text messages. What things is done? You and a couple only people heard this story. Rocky out here thinking it's all sweet, but his life is really. And bro, that's what I wanted to ask you, bro. Like, why really though? You feel me? Why not take it to the guys? You feel me? For me? Yeah, they don't how to do it. I wouldn't not, bro. He's a multi-millionaire. He blamed at me. I'm no longer on his level. Everybody turned on me. Everybody, bro. Rocky had everybody turn on me.
What did you mean when you said, why take it to, the guys? What did that mean?
The police, I wanted to have them find a resolution outside of legal or police.
Well, would you agree that if Rocky shot him and hit him, isn't that a police matter?
Sure, yes.
Well, so why then are you saying, you know what, why are you taking it to the guys?
I think I can answer that.
So have you already decided what side you're on?
No, but I think when you're trying to mitigate a situation, the best solution is not all of this.
You used an interesting, you just said mitigate. Before you said mediate.
Mediate, I'm sorry.
Well, let's back up. You were trying to mitigate this situation for your buddy.
I spoke wrong. I was trying to mediate.
Let me ask my question. Who used the word mitigate?
I did and I was wrong.
Motion to strike everything after I did as non-responsive. Sustained. You would agree that in using that term, that could certainly, if you could convince Relly to not cooperate with the police or authorities, that could
said mitigate
the situation for your friend A$AP Rocky, correct?
I was trying to mediate the situation.
How exactly were you trying to mediate the situation to help Relly?
Really just hear him out.
Hear him out on a tape call that you could then call your buddy A$AP Rocky about, is that right?
Mediating the situation to me was hearing him, his frustration.
Hearing his frustration, your friend, so you could report it to the true person that you had interest in protecting, correct?
It was right. I think it was right to show the other person or show both sides when you're talking both sides. So, yeah.
How many of your calls with Rocky did you make?
None. We didn't talk on the phone. Never talked on the phone.
Go ahead, continue, go ahead.
He said mitigate. Oh, damn. That was funny though. Yeah, a little Freudian slip there. He said, no, not mitigate.
I'm just gonna reiterate it after that.
I'll ask
That's
another
funny.
question in the meantime, so we don't waste any time.
He was doing so good too.
Everybody turned on me. Everybody, bro. Everybody turned on me that day. Plus, what the fuck am I doing? Spin on his block and go shoot up and shoot him up? What do I cripple him? Because he's a multi-level pro. I'm not having nobody shoot at me where I'm taking it on the chin. And two, I'm not about to spin on Rocky's block. I'm already a millionaire, nigga. You get what I'm saying? So,
At this point, Rayleigh was telling you that Rocky had shot at him, correct? What you just heard.
I don't know what he meant exactly with why wouldn't I, bro? He's a multi-millionaire. Bland at me. No longer his level.
Where he says, or do I cripple him because he's a multimillionaire, bro? I'm not having nobody shoot at me. You didn't understand that to me? He was saying that Rocky shot at him?
That's what he meant. I can't decipher what he meant, right?
You cannot decipher what he meant by, I'm not having nobody shoot at me. You can't decipher that.
Just saying. The words speak for themselves. Again, you can comment on them in final argument, or Mr. Zlomek, whoever does the final argument, as can Mr. Tarantino. The words are there. Both of you can put whatever inference you want. Go on. Go on to the next question.
you're a black nigga. I'm teaching niggas everything, how to get money, how to do this. Do you do that? Do you have a foundation for black people? Do you have a foundation for anybody? No, this nigga's greedy. You get what I'm saying? So I can't sit here and be like, oh, how you meet somebody like that, bro? You take away what they have, dogs. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not doing it on some like this, that, and third, on some police shit. I'm gonna have a guy, a warrior. The same thing, because he went down me 4 or 5 times. I had to use ills as a shield, or I'd be dead.
Did Rayleigh tell you that he had to use bills as a shield or I'd be dead?
He said that.
Keep playing.
Really trying to, like, you feel me? Not trying to end slash and shit with some paper or something, but what, you know, like. Bro, it's too late. He told me to suck I did. Boom, boom, boom. I hit John the same day. Bro, that's all on him. He had nothing but time, bro. Man, I got the best lawyer in LA and work about my business. You feel me? He told John to start contacting me. I sent him the picture of the bullets, sent him the text messages of him, letting him know how serious this is. You know what he said? Nigga, fuck you. I feel, bro.
Oh my.
So what am I supposed to do? I accept it.
So, Rayleigh is telling you that the defendant shot at him and then basically told him, F you, I'm not giving you anything. And your response is, he says, you feel me, and you say, yeah. What was the point of your response?
I'm consulting through mediation, so.
So, you're consulting to a mediation. Can you explain what you mean by that, please?
So you said yeah. What do you mean by that? It's very interesting. You didn't say yeah or yeah. You said yeah. I'm curious of what you meant by that. That's a very interesting use of the word yeah. Oh my God.
I'm meeting the situation, so I'm hearing him out.
Isn't it true that what you're doing is you are trying to make Rayleigh think that you are on his side, while at the same time you are taping him and then immediately contacting the man he is saying shot at him, who is actually your closer friend. Isn't that correct?
No, I'm mediating the situation, so.
Keep playing. So you also say, this is on, you got it in front of you. You say you've got to try to end.
What do you mean by that?
Get some paper or something or what? You know, like you see that? That's on page 8, lines 7 through 9.
Yes.
You're telling him when you mean get some paper, you're telling him you got to get some money from the defendant, correct?
I'm really just giving him options to mediate the situation so there's resolution.
Right, and the option you're giving him is you're basically telling him he can go get money from the defendant. That's what that means, correct?
No.
What does it mean when you're saying to go get paper? What does that mean?
I'm giving him options, right? Not just one option, which is
So listen.
So doesn't this go against the narrative that the prosecutor was trying to paint, that he was only trying to help one side? He's literally, it sounds like he's trying to help Relly, but then he's saying he wasn't trying to help him. I'm with y'all, man. I don't get what this guy's going for.